Hey there, YouTube amigos. I hope you're doing well. I hope you've been practicing and playing. I know I have. I've been working hard. Today I wanted to talk about different ways to strike the guitar. So strumming, plucking, picking, all these different kinds of things. There are countless ways to connect with your instrument with the right hand, if you're assuming you're right-handed, of course. Reverse it if you're left-handed. There's countless ways to touch your instrument. We call it an attack when you pick or when you strum. There's countless ways to attack or play the instrument. They're all important, and there's endless variety and infinite kind of variation that you can do to make you a better player. So it's not all about the left hand. Today we're going to talk about the right hand. Before we get stuck in, like and subscribe. And if you want more and you want to go deeper, jump onto my Patreon page, which is linked in the comments. So today's going to be a bit of a meandering lesson. I'm not here to teach you a song or a lick, but let's talk about the ways that we play our instrument. Straight off the top of my head, the thumb. Very classic, the thumb. And in this case, I'm going quite slowly with the thumb. And I could go up with my thumb. There's the plectrum, of course. One thing I see a lot is players that use a plectrum. Generally, when they're strumming chords and singing, just kind of play with the same intensity, whatever intensity that is. Right now I'm playing quite a soft, gentle way, but I see people, I might sit in a pub for an hour or two and the musician's doing their thing, and they'll kind of always strum at that intensity. So if you're using a pick, which I do a lot and I encourage you to do, intensity is quiet and loud. Imagine like, it's a fun exercise that I really enjoy doing. Imagine you're turning like a volume knob on a stereo or something like that, but you're using your pick to do that. So we're going to try and go from 0 to 10 and maybe back down, simply using the pick. Excuse me. Something like that. My going up and louder was probably more precise than coming down. Probably when I was going down, it wasn't a very clean gradient from 10 to 0. Probably because I don't practice that as much. It's probably more common. It's probably more common to go from quiet to loud. So I haven't practiced the kind of backwards one nearly as much, but again, that's just a technique. You can flicking, like flamenco style flicking. This technique was taught to me by a brilliant YouTube called Flamenco Maps. Guillier is his name. Forgive me for my pronunciation. Guillier, and he taught me that traditional flamenco technique. So flicking out. I'm not going to go into it too much because you're much better off going to Flamenco Maps, but flicking with the fingers, 3, 2, 1. When I do that kind of thing, I usually go 1, 2, 3. That's a nice one, just the one finger. One finger very, very quick. So that's a nice thing you can do. Again, today I'm just kind of brainstorming, like just kind of brain dumping. I'm trying to show you heaps of ideas, and the two things is either you might not have been aware of one of these techniques, so you might just pinch it and run off with it, which is brilliant. Or number two, and probably more importantly, I just want you thinking about how you're striking the guitar and all the different tools that are available to you currently in your toolkit, and are you incorporating them nicely and as well as you could in your music. There's the bang, like kind of like, so just lightly tapping the strings between the sound hole and the bridge. And if you do it a bit harder, even harder, you can actually hit through to the wood and get the percussive sound of the wood plus the sound of the strings. So in that case, just then, my fingers were striking, or my fingertips, let's say, were striking the body of the guitar just there below the strings, and my kind of fatty part of my hand there was striking the strings. that's a good one, and again, very useful for building tension in a song. Again, practicing getting louder and softer, and my getting softer is clearly worse than my getting louder. So there's something I'll practice. I've always said the reason I teach is because I learn every time I teach. That's what I'm going to take from this lesson. I'm going to work on going from louder to softer. Which is kind of, if you think about it, most songs go from softer to louder almost. So I haven't worked so much on going from loud to soft, but then that said, we have discussed with my bandmates in Canada doing something soon that kind of does drop in intensity, because so often we lift gradually in intensity. So finding your weaknesses and developing them will often give you new paths to travel down. Now, instead of just using the whole hand to whack, we can use 2 fingers. I definitely find this one of the most challenging ones. You can think of them as like 2 drumsticks, or you can think of it however you want, really. I'm doing A minor, F major 7, A minor, E, A minor, A minor, F major 7, A minor, E. That's the core chord progression of a song by my band Calidad. So the song's called Prestige Revealed. I was just kind of jamming on that just then. So in the song I use that technique, and then, well, there's the classic triplet. Again, I'm not here to teach you the techniques in intricate detail because I have videos for that, but 2 fingers together, the middle 2 fingers, down, immediately followed by the thumb, down, so it's down, down, fingers, thumb, and then thumb up. And if you practice that slowly and painstakingly, as if by magic it starts to become smoother. And I'm still doing it in 3 motions, da, 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 1, 2, 3. It's still 3 kind of specific movements. But with practice, I do promise you that with slow, repetitive, consistent practice, it becomes 1 fast movement. And so that's a wonderful sound. What else have we got? Well, the palm mute. So, okay, let's say you've got your pick in your hand, plectrum, and you can, of course, do this without a plectrum. The palm mute, so I might be strumming an E chord. It's surprisingly difficult to get the full guitar in shot. I'm using my iPhone to film because it's got better resolution than my MacBook, but it's surprisingly difficult to get the whole guitar in shot. That's not too bad. So let's say we're picking, strumming with the pick. By putting the fleshy part of the right hand just in front of the bridge there. So see the white bridge, that's the bridge, just in front. It creates that muted chugging sound. I learned this as a heavy metal guitarist as a teenager. I still love listening and playing heavy metal, but the technique applies to all genres. It's extremely useful and extremely great sound. It's probably most common in metal, but you definitely don't need to play metal to use it. So we can use a palm mute. We might even just do like a simple melody. I might just do like a little A minor blues thing. And if I just put a bit of palm muting, it's got that different character to the sound. And what's really nice when you're playing is if you put the palm mute on and off. So I might do a bit of muting, take it off, put it back, take it off. Take it off. There's one tip for you actually that's really cool, because as I said, palm muting is often associated with low, chugging, heavy metal style playing. but it sounds amazing on the high string. So I'll often palm mute my top E string and do some melodies. So that was all palm muted. Now I'll do the same kind of thing, but I'll take the palm mute on and off. I'm basically lifting the mute when I play I'm muting the open string. But then when I play a melodic note, I'm taking the palm mute off. It takes a lot of practice to get up to the speed that I've got it at, and to me it's quite subconscious only because I've practiced it so much. That kind of idea. So we'll probably wrap it up there, but basically what I'm trying to say today is that the right hand does not just keep time so that the left hand can change chords and change notes. The right hand is every bit as dynamic and vibrant and interesting as the left hand, and it has unlimited capacity to add emotion, interest, speed, mystery, whatever you want to your music. Your right hand is half the story. So thank you so much. Like and subscribe, jump on Patreon, and I'll see you next time.